begin today, we are going to first make sure everyone has a dry erase board, and make sure you have your Eureka Math participant handout and a dry erase marker. Do you have all three of those items?
Yes.
Thumbs up, please. Because sometimes in our classroom, we might ask our students to give us a thumbs up to let us know that they're ready. So what I would like for you to do is to write 31 minus 18 on your dry erase board, as well as draw the blank place value chart. Once you're finished, can you give me a thumbs up? Okay, so right here, which one of these numbers is the whole, 31 or 18?
31.
31. 31 is the whole. So I'm going to draw a magnifying glass on 31 so that we can focus on the number 31. So if we know that 31 is the whole, then which number is the part?
18.
18 is definitely the part, and that is what we are going to use to help us find what is missing. So we have 31 minus 18. We have our magnifying glass on what number?
31.
31. So we're going to focus on 31. How many 10s do you see in the number 31?
3.
So on your 10s chart, I want you to draw 3 10s as dots. And some grades call them dots, some grades call them discs. And how many 1s do we have?
1.
So I would like you to draw a 1 in the 1s place. And now we have to subtract the part that we know. What did we say the part was?
18.
18. So how do we regroup to get something that we can subtract from 18? Where do we normally go to?
The 10.
The 10. So in your 10s place, I want you to mark out 1 10. And when we mark out 1 10, we normally go to what place?
The 1.
The 1. So what do you think we're going to do there?
Put
10
10
1s. So let's draw 10 1s together. So now we don't have 3 1s. We have how many 1s?
We have 1.
We don't have 3. No, we don't have 3 10s. We have how many 10s? 2 10s. So the 3 is now marked out and changed to what?
A 2.
A 2. And how many 1s do we have?
11.
11. Okay? So now we have 31 minus 18. We marked out our 2. We marked out our 3, changed it to 2. We marked out our 1, changed it to 11. We've shown it on our place value chart. So now we have 11 and we need to subtract how many?
8.
8. So let's subtract 8. From which place? The 10s or the 1s?
1s.
1s. How many do we have left?
3.
So 11 minus 8 is what?
3.
3. And then in our 10s, we have 2 10s. We're subtracting how many?
1.
1. And how many 10s do we have left?
1.
1. So it shows us that 31 minus 18 is what?
13.
13. One thing we forgot is to show why we have the 10s right here. So just throw in a little arrow right there to show where the 10 that we marked out went to. All right. So now, I want you to look on your Eureka Math handout I gave you. Looks like this. And I want you to take the next few minutes and do 46 minus 24 and 77 minus 58, and to use the chip model as well. Have any questions? Is it working out okay?
I did it backwards.
Let me know when you are ready.
Okay.
Okay, so if you take a look at the board again, you see we have 46 minus 24, and we have 77 minus 58, and we use the magnifying glass, and we use our place value chart. Thumbs up if you got this answer correct. So did you find anything useful about this chip model that is different from how you usually teach regroup and subtraction?
It's more visual.
Visual.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the magnifying glass that emphasizes for the bigger number, for the number that's the whole for our children, so they can see that they are taken away from the number 46, and they know that the missing part is the number that's the blank. And we have the tens and the ones chart, and we know a lot of our kids are familiar with the tens and the ones chart. Also, I added we had is the 2 tens plus 2 ones at the bottom. That helps them to place their numbers properly on here under the algorithm to make sure that they have their 2 correctly and their 2 here correctly, and make sure it's not only just the 2 but those the ones and the tens. Did you get the number 22?
Yes.
Great. The second one we had 77 minus 58. Now this one was a little bit more work. What was the difference in these two problems?
You didn't have to regroup with number 1.
You did not have to regroup with number 1. Number 2, you did have to regroup. So we had to take away 110. Did you remember to use your arrow?
Yes.
And to bring over your 10 and to mark them out?
Yes.
So here, we also show them how to regroup, but they also can see where they got the 110 that they borrowed from and where to put it at. And they can see how many numbers that they have under the ones, so they have 17. Did you remember to mark out your numbers as well?
Yes.
And here they also put 110 plus 9 ones to make sure that their numbers lined up with the proper place value. Did you have any more questions?
Now, would this one be confusing since they don't have to regroup? Like, would that maybe trip some of them up?
Now, it may trip them up, but that's why we have it zoomed in here. So if they know that this number is 46 and we have 6 is bigger than 4, that's something we can emphasize, that the only time you have to borrow from the tens is if the top number in the whole is smaller than the number that's in the part. So that's something that you can always let them know, that this one is bigger, this one is smaller, this number is smaller, and this number is bigger. And being that that is the case, then you know that when it's smaller, we have to borrow. When it's bigger, we don't have to borrow anything because we have enough. And being that we wrote it out in the ones, we had 6 ones here, you can ask them, we have 6 ones, do we have enough to take 4 away? And if they say yes, then you can tell them that no, we don't have to borrow. But here you can say, we have 7, do we have enough to take 8 away? And then they say no, well, since we have 7, we don't have enough to take 8 away, then we have to borrow. Make sense?
Mhm.
Any more questions?